Spartans! What is your profession?
People watch as the clock ticks by, but I'm the storm in the endless sky. I'll climb the mountain, no matter the slope. Fueled by hunger, fueled by hope.
They sit and watch as the clock just spins, but I'm out here chasing where it begins. I don't need luck, I don't need a sign, just a fire in my soul and a dream that's mine.
All I wanna do is win it all. Climb every mountain, never let me fall. Bet it all on me, I'm the one who rise. I'll break the limits and touch the sky.
I'm betting it all, no second glance. Got fire in my soul, I'll take the chance. No time for sitting, no time to stall. The world is spinning, I'll have it all.
They say the world just turns and waits, but I've got no time for those debates. The fire in my chest, it burns so bright. I'll take the dark and turn it to light. All I wanna do is win it all. Climb every mountain, never let me fall. Bet it all on me, I'm the one who rise. I'll break the limits and touch the sky. No retreat, no looking back. I'll carve my name on this beaten track. They'll say I dream too wild, too bold, but I'll write my story in lines of gold.
All I wanna do is win it all. Climb every mountain, never let me fall. Bet it all on me, I'm the one who rise. I'll break the limits and touch the skies. And touch the skies. No fear in losing, no time to doubt. Every whisper, I'll drown it out. I'll rise higher with every stride. The flame of passion, my only guide.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. How is everyone doing today? I am TechWithRalph. We are engineered to win. How is your weekend going? I've had a very, very, very busy weekend, if I must say so myself, but nonetheless, it was very, very fun. I heard that Friday night, I heard that Lovable's platform was going to be offering the ability to vibe code for free. What? Yes, for the free 99. Free 99. Yes, free 99. I was like, you know what? I have to dedicate this weekend to it. Honestly, it was one of the best Father's Day gifts that somebody can give, where you get to actually play around with this tech stuff and see what you can do. So yesterday, I had an emergency meeting in the Team Tech Coach Ralph Patreon, and for the YouTube channel members, my tech mercenaries, where it was a Google Meetup, and I was showing like from inception on how I come up with the idea, how I get it into the Lovable platform, and then how I just start hacking away at it, getting new ideas. So I'm not gonna go through that again. I recorded it, I uploaded it so people can watch it on playback. You're kind of gonna miss the offer. There's about only a few hours left in this, right? In their offer, but nonetheless, I am going to make the most of this opportunity, and I'm going to continue. So instead of working on DevOps today, I'm going to continue working on this app so you can ask questions, you can see what's going on. But my goal today is to continue working on what I was working on yesterday, because I am not going to have zero bags fumbled. If I can do a bunch of work for the free 99, yes, the free 99, I am going to make the most of it. All right. So with that being said, let's get into our agenda really quickly, and then we will get to work today. We have our 3 segments of working. If we have more time, I will even go for a fourth. Coach Ralph, are you out of your mind? I might be, because look, free credits, and you might even get to see some other stuff that I'm working on. I don't know. I will see, or maybe I will just push this app as far as I can. I will give you some context about it once we get into the work. All right. But with that being said, I am going to jump into our agenda for today, and let's see what we got going on. What do we have on the agenda for today? So today, like I said, we're going to take advantage of the free vibe coding opportunity on Lovable. Quick recap. So I'll get into the quick recap of what Lovable is, but essentially it is a platform where it uses AI to build out your UI, your application. It's mostly it's mainly a front end. It builds a front end site, uses TypeScript, uses Vite, all that good stuff, and then connects to a back end where it does magic, right? It's like it's magic under the hood. Okay. So we're going to talk about that. I'll get more into it as we get into our first segment, but I will give you all the breakdown of what we're going to be doing today. And then we're going to actually start working. All right. But let's start off the right way. Let's do a quick rewind, right? I have to say a big thank you, a very big thank you to all of the subscribers on the channel, those who are brand new to the channel, and those who have been with me for a very long time, since day one. I appreciate every single last one of you. Those who watch from the clouds, those who are active, those who lurk. I love my lurkers as well. I appreciate every last one of you, because you didn't have to be subscribed. You can look for value. I don't know how much value other people will give you compared to all the game that I'm sharing with you, but the fact that you allow me to add just a little bit of value into your lives, I truly appreciate you for that.
I appreciate you.
And I gotta give a salute and a shout out to my tech barbarians, my tech project members, my tech explorers, and everyone who signs up for free inside of the Tech Coach Ralph Patreon. I appreciate every last one of you. We are the best because you guys work so hard day in and day out.
We the best.
And lastly, but certainly not least, my tech mercenaries. Those are the YouTube channel members who allow this channel to keep it up and running, allow me to come back day in and day out to share all the stuff that I'm like a pioneer, right? I go and I excavate and I explore. I'm like, well, I don't know, some people feel a kind of way about Christopher Columbus. I was going to have the Christopher Columbus of tech, but some people might feel a certain type of way of that. But I go and I explore and I find the new realms and the new technologies. And I say, all right, how can I bring that back? How can I explain it to the people so that they can take advantage of that as well? Thank you to my tech mercenaries for making that possible. Let's get it. All right. Real quick, so we are going to have tonight. I'm going to be going live on the Jiu-Jitsu channel. Going to be having a couple of new competitors. They competed last month in Miami, and Miami's Open for IBJJF. That was their first time. So we're going to be bringing them up. We're going to review their fights, and we're going to see how that goes. So that's going to be tonight, Half Guard Halfie channel at 7:30 p.m. So looking forward to seeing you there, at Half Guard Halfie on YouTube, and you should find it that way. And then I will not have a show tomorrow morning because of some scheduling conflicts. However, I'm planning on doing it on Tuesday morning because we still have to get some work done. So I'm planning on doing it on Tuesday morning. But you'll see it scheduled if that's happening. So then Tuesday would have 2 shows in the morning as well as at night for our tech Q&A. because we do not miss, all right? So that is the plan for the upcoming show. So nothing tomorrow morning. However, on Tuesday morning, I hope and I assume that we should be able to go live with our Coffee and Kata morning show, where we are working on learning AI and large language models. Last week on that show, we actually made Perplexity, which is the news source, gather us some news and then pass it into OpenAI, and OpenAI to break it down to us in a way that we can easily understand. So much good stuff happening. You just got to come along. You just got to come along, all right? And that's why I always encourage you, because I never know when I'm going to have, like, I have to do a better job of, like, the content that we do in the Patreon, clipping that up and putting it up on a regular basis, like my sprint reviews. But you never know when I'm going to have a pop-up meeting, and it's going to be, we spent about an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes, where I was showing what I was working on. Today, I'm going to continue working on it, but I'm not going to go back and talk about everything. You're just going to see what I'm able to do from what I've done so far, right? That's the plan. Let's see. And that is about it. Tomorrow at noon Eastern time, we are going to have our Candid Conversations Candid Conversations. We're going to be talking about doing the most. And you know how people try to say they're just doing the most and like it's a bad thing? No, I think doing the most is actually a good thing, and how you should be doing the most to push yourself forward. Forget what everybody else says. Forget what all the haters say. You gotta look out for yourself, and you have to push forward. And that's what we're gonna be talking about tomorrow. Okay, so looking forward to seeing you there. But yeah, so that's what we have upcoming. Looking forward to all of that. So remember, so nothing tomorrow morning. Tonight we have jiu-jitsu. Tuesday, hopefully we're going to be going live with our morning show. And then Tuesday evening, we should be doing tech Q&A, all right? Candid Conversations tomorrow, all of that good stuff. So what we're going to do next, we are going to jump into the chat, because I see we have my guy, Cuban Libertarian, in the building. We're going to check that, and then we will actually, we're going to get into our icebreaker, and then we're going to get into work, right? So let me check the chat really, really quick. And we have my guy, Cuban Libertarian, says, gotta study, still I like. Thank you so much, Cuban Libertarian. It was, my guy, Cuban Libertarian, was on the meetup yesterday asking some phenomenal questions. And I am so excited to see the progress that he's making in everything that he's working on in his coursework, looking into these AI platforms. It is absolutely amazing. So I am rooting for you. Feel free to reach out to me anytime that you have a question or anything like that. I am available. Right. So shout out to you, and thank you for liking the video and checking us out. And if you take a break, check in and let me know how's it going, and anything you want to talk about. Right. But shout out to you. All right, what we're going to do now, we are going to get into a quick and easy little icebreaker. And then it's not really an icebreaker. It's mainly, all right, here's a confession. As Usher said, these are my confessions. Some people have a huge, oh, you know what? Stop the show. I almost forgot because it happens. I didn't pull it up. So let's start off the right way. I just gotta say a very, very, very happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. I know a lot of people try to qualify that with a bunch of nonsense. I'm just going to say happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. Thank you for doing a phenomenal job in the lives of these kids. Keep up the great work. We don't need any qualifiers, any disclaimers. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to all the fathers out there. I appreciate every last one of you. And my goal, and this is for fathers, for those who aren't fathers, whatever the case is, keep your eyes looking forward on the prize and show your kids growth, have them set goals, all of that good stuff. Reacclimate. What is the direction? looking forward, and bring your kids along. Bring your family along, all of that good stuff, right? So just had to get that out of the way, because I'm like, you know what? I didn't get to the Father's Day part. So shout out to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to you. All right. So here is, you know what? Give me one more second. Give me one more second. I'm gonna do something real quick. I am going to do something real quick now. There's only so much I could do about this, because you know how people might be, but I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it like this, all right? So I'm gonna go into the Tech with Ralph Patreon, and I'm going to give a gift, and I am going to make, now let's go with title Happy Father's Day. I'm gonna give 3 months access, and I'm gonna say, let's say, I'll give it for like 25 people. Happy Father's Day. Come win with Tech Coach Ralph. And I'm going to say this ends on, what day is today? Promotion start date, promotion end date. I'll say it ends on the 22nd, a week from now, right? A week from now, it's going to end at midnight. Let's see, 11:59. p.m. I'm going to create a gift link. And you get 3 months for free of the Tech Explorer. And the caveat is, anybody can really sign up for it, whether you're a mother, father, not a father, whatever. But I'm going to give access. 3 months, 25 slots available. And, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the pinned message. Let's go with Happy Father's Day. Access on me. All right. I put that, I'm going to pin that to the top of the chat. So if anybody is watching, you get 3 months access. So that means you get access to everything, that all the videos in there, and you can message me back and forth. You know what? Let me change that again. Let's do this way. Let me remove that. Let me fix that real quick. Let's do share gift link. $25 spots available. All right, there you go. Boom. Now, as my gift to you on Father's Day, come learn with us. And if you ask anybody that was in the meetup yesterday, it was invaluable. So whether you're a free member, whether you're not signed up at all, you can go ahead and sign up. It's open for a week. I will put that in I'm gonna post it on X. I'm gonna post it on the community post, the community section as well. The post, so that anybody who wants to sign up to get 3 months access, and we can talk and chat, interact, get access to the content. That's my gift to you on Father's Day. All right. With that being said, let's jump into our icebreaker for today. All right. So it's not really an icebreaker, but I like this. I like to show the progress on this. This is my N8N Nodemation and my X feed setup, because, like I was saying, I am a 1.5 person show here, but I have a lot of friends who I have invented and created. All right. You guys remember as a kid when we had imaginary friends? Well, we, through AI, were able to bring our imaginary friends to life. but these imaginary friends are actually working for us and with us. So I told you about on Thursday how I went and used the Docker setup in order to create a N8N Nodemation server, right? So I have it running on my Mac Mini. And on my Mac Mini, it's pretty much always on unless it loses power, and then I have to restart it, whatever, right? But it's always on. So I had built a Nodemation workflow to go to OpenAI, and I'll just show it to you. I will just show it to you, right? Because it's really cool. It is really cool. But it goes to OpenAI, and so let's do it this way, right? I have two now. I have two now. One for a quote unquote somewhat controversial post, and then another one for where it's asking the people a question. It's more of an empathetic type post. So I already showed you the controversial one. Let's look at the empathetic one, right? So it has a scheduled trigger. I'm using a cron job where it says on the 15-minute mark at the 12 o'clock time frame, so at noon, and at the 21 time frame, which would be what is 21? 21 would be if 23 is 11, so 9. So around 9:15 it does another post, right? So that's that one. And then what I'm asking it to do is go in. So it's gonna go to OpenAI. I have my API key set up, and it's gonna prompt OpenAI saying, "Can you give me?" So this is the user role, right? Can you give me a thoughtful, empathetic, passionate X post that will garner a lot of feedback, comments, retweets, or likes or disagreements related to AI, cybersecurity, software engineering, job market, careers, or a mix of any tech or career-based content that that gets people to open up about their fears. Don't make the post too long, all right? And I said the prompt that I'm using is that you are a nice, thoughtful, empathetic tech and career content creator and coach who looks for edgy solutions to people's problems. You are fully in favor and support AI and advocate for its use. You never start the post with what kind of opinion you're going to share. You just go out there and say it. All right. And then it takes that message and it's going to create a tweet or a post on X, right? Similarly to my controversial one. So the controversial one says, very similar to very, very basic, because the only thing that would ever get posted on X was when I was creating shorts, and I would say, all right, send this to X as well, because I was using a platform for that. And when I would stream to X like I'm doing now, those are the times that that would be posting to X. So I was pretty bad at it, right? So on this one, for the controversial one, I said, can you give me a cool controversial X post that will garner a lot of comments, retweets, or likes or disagreements related to AI, cybersecurity, engineering, or a mix of any tech-based content, right? And then for my system prop, like the role that I'm assuming, it's pretty much the same one. You're a cool, edgy, controversial content creator who embraces disagreement. You're fully in favor of and support AI to advocate for its use. You never start a post with what kind of opinion. So I don't want it to say this might be a controversial opinion. Just say the damn thing, all right? So, and then it does the same thing, opens up the X node, and it passes it through there, right? So that's basically what it's doing. And if we look at the execution history, it did it so the last one was at noon Eastern time. And then before that, the controversial one was early in the morning. Maybe I should switch the inspirational one to be early in the morning and the controversial one to be at noon. I don't know. Maybe I should do that. That's probably the better move, right? Ask the question early in the morning and in the midday or in the evening, and then do the controversial one in maybe controversial one goes noon and at 6, and the question goes at 6 a.m. and at 9 p.m. Maybe something like that. I don't I am just spitballing. But the reason I'm able to spitball is because I have actually done something. My goal for you is to always just do something, and then you'll get more ideas. So you'll see that as we work on this application. All right. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the X feed. Right. So I'm gonna refresh over here. And so this is us currently now watching myself live on X, which is kind of weird. Kind of weird, right? So I'm just gonna scroll right past that. And let's see. So 3 hours ago, this is the question one. So somebody was asking me yesterday, because I was showing them that I did this, and it's like, do you ever like, do you check it before it posts, or do you just let it post? I'm like, I check it after the fact. Like if it's something that's egregious, which normally OpenAI doesn't write anything egregious unless it's never written anything egregious for me, right? Even when I'm telling it to be controversial, it doesn't write anything out of bounds, right? So let's take a look at the results. So and this has been running since I think like Friday evening, maybe a little bit. No, it had to be earlier than maybe Thursday, right? So this one says, as we navigate this rapidly evolving tech landscape, let me zoom in on this a bit. So as we navigate this rapidly evolving tech landscape, it's natural to feel overwhelmed by the surge of AI, cybersecurity threats, and shifting job markets. Many of us might wonder, will AI take our jobs? Can we keep pace with the relentless advancement in software engineering? But it's essential to remember that while these changes are daunting, they also open the door to new opportunities. Embracing AI doesn't mean replacing humanity. It's about enhancing our capacities and thinking creatively about our careers. Let's talk about our fears. What's keeping you up at night regarding your future in tech? How are you adapting to these shifts? And more importantly, what solutions are you discovering along the way? Your voice matters in this conversation, and it puts some hashtags for me, right? Now, this one right here, 9 hours ago, this would be about like 6 a.m., would be the more controversial one. It says AI will replace software engineers, but it will make them obsolete if they don't adapt. The days of clinging to outdated languages and practices are over. Oh my God, that is a bit controversial. My goodness. Embrace the tech or get left behind. Let's talk about what future really looks like when AI does the heavy lifting. Are you ready to upskill, or are you hoping for a miracle? And it puts some tags, right? And then, so 18 hours ago, question. Let's see. And they're like very similar, although they're slightly different, right? They're slightly different. The questions are a bit more similar. This one, as the next AI's next industrial revolution, and anyone who fears it is clinging to the past. Cybersecurity risks are just the growing pains of innovation that will redefine humanity. So basically, it's working. If we go and I see that it looks like the controversial ones get a little bit more views than the question ones, right? Because if you look at this one, controversial 130, question, the empathetic one 15, controversial 138. Let's see, question 31. This one would have been controversial, but it, like, from never posting at all, it's really starting to pick up, right? I think I think my Node Nation started posting consistently about, let's see, it started about, I was testing it out, probably June 12th. Whatever day June 12th was when I started it out, right? And so now there's no post over here. Now these are just live streams that I did, but able to now to get more engagement on X. I'm from, no views. Now the controversial ones are starting to pick up in views, and hopefully the empathetic ones start to pick up in views as well. But starting around I thought I had a bigger one before that, but let's say yesterday we got 138 and 130. So we are growing. And now the next one I'm looking to work on is, all right, how can I start to reply to certain posts and stuff like that? So I'm working on a workflow for that. The thing I have to be careful with X is to make sure that the API connection, I'm not overdoing it, because they will limit how much like your API connection. So I started a workflow on that, and basically it is, I'll show it to you real quick. My workflow, I think this is it. So my workflow is go and search a tweet, an X post, and I'm searching for artificial intelligence job news. And then I'm going to take that message, I'm going to pass it through OpenAI and say, I need a cool response to the post supporting AI and how, although it might yada yada. And then I wanted to reply to that, let me see, create a reply, and I'm going to say I have to pass in that tweet ID to here, and then it should be able to reply. So now I can start getting a little bit more engagement by responding to other people. I mean, is it right? If AI writes your response, but you agree with their response, should it count as you actually tweeting it? I don't know. I'm just trying to get some more engagement and some more connections and stuff like that. All right. So I just wanted to share that with you. What I am working on for to help my content creation, my little side projects, stuff like that. Having automation through NodeMation N8N, and this is running on a Mac Mini in the house. So from this computer, I'm connected to that via the IP address. So the stuff that we learned in our cybersecurity course on Thursday nights, how to connect to these other devices on your local area network. So a lot of cool stuff happening, right? But that's it. I just wanted to take a few minutes to share the cool things that I work on when you don't see me here on live. All right. So with that being said, we are going to get started with our show for today. Let's get over to full screen. And I am going to pull up what I've been working on. And let's go over. So let me give you, we're going to do that. I'm going to start off our first 20-minute timer.
It's time to do.
So basically, the past 2 to 3 weeks, I've been working on the Lovable platform. It's a quote unquote vibe coding platform, but basically, you use AI, you prompt AI. So it matters how good you prompt for it to start off by creating the look and feel. You can play around with the look and feel, and then you can start actually getting the functionality to work. So you'll say, all right, I want to be able to log in. It's going to go ahead and create the login for you and all that good stuff. So in our yesterday meetup on the that I had for my Patreon members and my YouTube members, I actually took them through that whole process of, I think we did the layout, and I had my guy Wave Nerd giving some additional context about prompting and stuff like that. He's really, really good at prompting. But I had so we were talking about that, and then I got the UI built, and then after the UI getting built, I had we implemented the login functionality, and we implemented the what else did we implemented the calendar functionality, and then after the show, I started working on the community functionality where you can add public events. So basically, rewind real quick. The app that we're working on was a homeschooling app that will, help stay-at-home moms who homeschool their kids on how to efficiently manage all of that stuff, right? So that's some context about what we were working on. You'll see it in a little bit. But the thing is, the reason that we pivoted this weekend to it is because there was a battle of the AI gods, right? And we're gonna touch on that tomorrow in tomorrow's live, tomorrow's Candid Conversation, where I was giving a recap of what we did over the weekend. But it was, and it's still going on right now, right? They gave 48 hours that people can vibe code to their heart's desire. If I had the capacity, I would have been like that episode of South Park, right? You guys remember the episode of South Park where they were playing World of Warcraft and they were locked in their basement for like a week or so, and they got huge and pimples, and they did not know how to respond to light. If I had known this was coming up, I would have blocked off my entire weekend to be able to work on this, right? But it didn't work out that way. Wave Nerd let me know on Friday. It was really Saturday morning, 1:00 in the morning my time, that Lovable was going to be free for 48 hours because Anthropic, OpenAI, and Google were battling it out. And I was like, you know what? I need to do an emergency meeting for my Patreon members so I can help them get started on this and see how far they can push themselves, because it's free, right? The platform is free. The way that the platform typically goes is they will give you, so for a free account on their platform, you will get 5. You know what? I'm gonna get this too, but you will get 5 free credits per day, up to 30 credits for the month, where you can start implementing whatever you want to implement. You still need to get your own API keys for OpenAI, for Gemini, for Claude, for Perplexity, for whatever it is that you're using. You still need to get your actual keys and sign up for that. However, the cost for Lovable this weekend was $3.99, right? And I said, I'm gonna make the most of this. So, and I want the members of the TechCoach Patreon as well to make the most of it as well. So I was showing them how to get started and how to take advantage of the free credits, the free weekend to be exact, right? So that's what we did yesterday, and I said, I want to start implementing this app idea that I had for my wife, and I said, all right, let's do it together, and we pushed forward with that. So what we're gonna do today is we're just gonna hang out, continue putting this app together. I'm gonna show you where I've got, and from the chat, if you have any suggestions for the app, let me know, and then we'll try to add it. If it's viable, we'll try to add it and see what we can do. All of that good stuff. All right. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna share my screen, the Lovable screen. I'm actually gonna do. Hold on, reload that page, and I'm going to do one more thing as well. I am going to get my Lovable link inside of my. I'm going to drop it in the chat. In case you're not signed up for Lovable yet, you can sign up for Lovable through my link because I would get 10 extra credits, and you'll get 10 extra credits as well. So instead of having 5 credits to do something, you'd get 15 credits. So they sign up and get 10 extra credits. You get 10 credits once they publish their, they sign up and get 10 extra credits. You get 10 extra credits once they, so I guess if you publish your sites, I'll get my 10 extra credits, or I don't know how it goes, but whatever. Sign up through my link. And start doing something today, right? Start doing something today. I'm going to add it to the description of the video as well. Let me see. I'm going to add it to the description of the video. That way, that way you can push a little bit more forward. So here's the deal. For today, don't use your own credits, right? I'm going to show you how to do that. For tomorrow, use the free credits, and you can try it out for like a week or so, where you can see how far you can get with it, and it's going to help your prompting get better. All right, so the link is in the chat. It's also in the description. Check it out. All of that good stuff. And I'm gonna switch screens now so that we can start actually working on this, because I have spoken enough. All right. So this is the Lovable screen. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about, we're not going to go through all the prompting that I did since yesterday, because I got started with my Patreon members, my tech barbarians. And now we are going to just keep forward with it. Right. So like I said, we can look through the app real quick. This is it's called Homeschool Hive, which I could probably change the name at some point, but basically to help manage a homeschool group of mothers or parents, right? So like where are some recent or upcoming activities happening, and how to track the learning curriculum and have a calendar, right? So let's go. Let me just show it a little bit. This is the calendar. We added this yesterday. We have where you can have an event. You can add an event. So let's say we add this event for so let's say they like to go to what do you call that place? Monkey Joe's on Tuesday, right? So I'm just gonna go over here, and they like to go at, let's say, 2 p.m. right? And they say, let's say, make this event public. We're going to Monkey Joe's, right? And I say, make it public, add event. And now on my, I thought I put it for, I wanted to put it for Tuesday. So it adds it for today, right? I don't want it for today, but I don't have a way to edit it, right? So we'll start off with this. I don't have a way to edit it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, forget the stuff that I was doing before. I'm going to say, so here's the key. Here's the key for you guys who are trying this out. You have, how much time? You have 3 hours left. You have 3 hours left in order to, they reset at UTC time. I think Lovable is based in Switzerland. So 3 hours left, free Google, free Anthropic, free OpenAI. If you are using this right here, the Lovable one, I have 5 credits left today, which I have to make use. Oh crap! I have to make use of my 5 credits too. I'll do that after the show on a different project. But we're going to be using. I'm sorry, they give you so many different options. Like, so when you have an account, they give you 5 credits for the day. So as soon as for my it resets at midnight UTC time, which is 8 p.m. for me. So 8 p.m. comes, I'm like, oh, you know what? I am going to add some more features. I was honestly thinking, like, you know what? If I can just vibe code in the mornings, like every morning, and just stream that, not much talking, not much explaining, just put some music in the background and do some work. That would be really, really cool. All right. But going live, not talking, it's a hard thing for me to do right now, but I'll see what I can do, right? But here's what we're going to do. We're going to forget. So we'll go back to the lesson plan in a bit. Let's work on the calendar, since that's the same thing that I showed, right? We are going to say, I want to be, and this is how I prompt it, right? I want to be able to change the, or edit the events, to edit or delete the events that I have added on for the day, or on the calendar. All right. So that's what I want to do. Now, I foresee there might be another issue that might happen. And what is that issue, right? The issue is if this item that I've added is public and somebody else adds it to their upcoming events, if I try to delete it on my side, it might give an error, right? And so this is just my background in software engineering and with databases and stuff like that. I could see that potentially being a problem. So you'll see how the testing mindset becomes really, really important, because to me, the way that these platforms are, especially like Lovable, it is a very, very smart and fast software, junior software engineer that makes a lot of mistakes. And we need to be, it makes testing that much more important so that we can be able to catch those mistakes and fix it, all right? So based on my prompt, I'm using the OpenAI because Gemini was going a little bit slow yesterday and earlier this morning, so I've been using OpenAI. I haven't seen much difference in between OpenAI and Gemini. I didn't use Anthropic much, but let's see. So based on what I prompted, to allow a user to edit or delete their events on the calendar, I'll do the following: update the event list component to show edit and delete buttons for each event. Implement logic for deleting events. Implement logic for editing events using a modal dialog with a form. Here's the steps so it takes the steps where it's saying it's updating. It tells you basically everything that it's doing, but then sometimes we do get these build errors. So let's see what the build error is. And it's going to tell us all the errors that it had. So the way that it works is it just does what it thinks it's first, right? Then it tries to build it and it gets a build error. And now it can try to fix the build error that it gets, which it's kind of like a typical software development process. Where the developer will try to build it, they get an error, and then they say, okay, let me fix these errors. Okay, so I'm going to say try to fix. But as you can see already, you already see the edit button as it's trying to fix it. You see the edit button, you see the delete button, right? And all right, so to fix these errors, remove label. It tells you everything that it's doing. It's responding very technical in what it's doing. But if you are technical, it will help you. If you are not, it'll just cost you more because you'll be going down rabbit holes trying to fix things, trying to prompt to do things that it might get lost, right? Like I said, to me, it's a junior software engineer. All right, so these fixes improve the invalid prompt for input. All right, so let's try this. And if I say edit, I say change that to this day, save. Now beach trip is gone, or the monkey joe is gone. If I go here, boom, bada bing, bada boom. I just thought about something though, because let's say, look, when it comes to this homeschooling stuff and stay-at-home mom stuff, I do not have all the context on that. But I'm just thinking about, well, this might be cool. This might be cool if working with a stay-at-home mom who could be that subject matter expert could say, oh, I would need this, I would need that, I would need this, I would need that. I was working with somebody a while ago who was a stay-at-home mom, and they dropped off, but now look at the possibilities that we would have had putting something like this together, getting all the insights to build something amazing. All right. So anyway, it is what it is. All right. All right. So, so here's my thought now, right? Because you can have multiple kids that you're homeschooling, one kid might have one event and the other kid might have a different event. So earlier today, I said, you know what? I need to manage multiple kids, right? So let's say I want to be able to assign an event to a particular child, or have we could do it with a multi-select drop, multi-select filterable search thing. I don't know the name of it. Search thing that has a list of the name of the children I have registered or added to my profile. I'm managing in my profile. I'm managing. Let's see what it says. Because I added a feature earlier today. So the feature that I added earlier today was, what was the feature I added earlier today? I added a feature earlier today that said I should have the ability to uncheck a completed task when in the lesson plan, but we should also have the ability to specify which child this lesson plan is for, so I can have more than one child. I can keep track of their progress. All right. So they said, all right, we need to do this SQL query to manage the multiple kids. All right. And then it tried to do that. We fixed it. Let me see. Did we prompt anything else? So I said the lesson plan should be age appropriate for the child. Also, I should be able to have sub profiles to manage multiple children to see their progress in my profile. All right. So I didn't read this one yet. So since both of your requests relate to age appropriate personalization and multi-child management, let's address them step by step. Age appropriate lesson plans for children. To generate lesson plans tailored to the child's age, we need to store and access birth dates for each child already in the children's table birth date. Pass the child's age or birth date to the lesson plan's AI generation. Subprofiles for children and progress visibility. You have a system for the children in the children's table. You can now add / manage children, already possible. See progress for each child. The filtering on lesson plans and progress is already by child in the UI. Each lesson plan and its activities are associated with a specific child. If you want a my profile children list, some review, that's an additional UI feature we can implement in the dashboard. Do you want so I have to go back to, I didn't answer this because we started working on other stuff, but do you want the profile dashboard for children added, or is the pre-child filtering, or is the pre-child filtering and viewing in learning large enough for now? So I'm going to do the profile dashboard, but that's when we started working on, that's when we started this show. We were like, all right, let's do the calendar stuff real quick. All right. So let's see where we're at. I want to be able to assign an event to a particular child. We could do it with, so I said what we could do it with, and it says implementing. To implement assigning an event to one or more children, we will need to update your database and code. Step-by-step reasoning, database updates required. So it's doing all the work that it needs to do. So right now the events table doesn't have any association, yada, yada, yada. Front end changes are going to be made on the event, create, edit. So I read through this to have an idea of what it's going to do. Before I just say go ahead and do it, right? And that's this little chat feature right here that you can also have a conversation with it to make sure it's going to be doing the right thing. All right, so, or asking for ideas. It says, I'll provide you with the SQL script migration to add children event, join table, yada, yada. So I'll tell you this, right? This drastically reduces the needs for I wouldn't say database administrators, but one thing that I know engineers hate to do is writing a bunch of complex queries. And if you can get most of your queries done so that you can focus on the actual work, game changer. So let's apply those changes. All right, so changes are applying.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
Let's get these changes applied, and then we'll go to our break. All right, SQL is executed. The events children join table is now set up with the proper access rules. You'll be able to assign and filter for children. So now it's implementing, right? It's writing the multi-select feature. So what I'll do is go and add another child so that we can have two children that we're managing here. And it's writing everything in TypeScript and React. And it's using Vite, which I'm not too familiar with Vite yet, but it's using Vite as its backend. Or not backend, but as its framework. But what I can't stress enough, the opportunity that they're giving you this weekend to do all of this stuff for free on the low, it is absolutely fascinating. Might take a little bit of extra time because a lot of people are using it, but this is crazy. Like I'm so happy about this because you can literally put together a full application in a weekend and implement your payment structure and sell it, right? Easy way to create a SaaS, right? So you can now assign events to one or more children via a filterable multi-select when adding or editing event. An assigned child are shown in the event list. All right, so look at that. Boom. Josh, right? Let's go and I'm not sure where to do this yet. Where do I add another kid? Let me see. Is it here? I guess I don't like it. I think in the profile you should be maybe it's okay here to add a child here, but I would probably think in the profile section that you should be able to add another kid. But let's add another kid. Let's call this other kid Jessica, right? And we're gonna say, I don't know what this thing is. Is it their birthday that's supposed to be here? I don't know. I don't know if that's supposed to be their birthdays or something like that. But now if we go back to our calendar, now we have Josh and Jessica. But it looks like we have an error, but we'll check the error after. Oh, I didn't know that. So if you go here, I'm going to try to fix it, but we're going to go to break while it's trying to fix it, okay? All right. So, having fun. This like I said, this was a great Father's Day gift to me. Shout out to Lovable, shout out to Anthropic, shout out to OpenAI, shout out to Google for making all of this possible. and the people that it's going to help. Like, I just see so much potential in this type of stuff, right? But let me check the chat. Let me check the chat really quick to see who we've got in the building. We got the one, the only Magnetar in the building. And guess what? We didn't even say government, and he is here bright and early.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
And Magnetar says, cool that you get, so Magnetar is saying cool to the fact that if you sign up to Lovable using my link, that, what is that flashing over there? That you will get 10 extra credits to vibe code with, to your heart's desire, right? So I have the link in the, I'm going to drop the link in the chat again, right? Because it is going to be very, very helpful. Let me see. Where's my, boom. And it's also in my description, all right? So if you want to sign up for Lovable, use my link and, get some cool stuff, right? That you get 10 free credits, 10 extra credits, I should say. All right, let's do this. Let's continue with the chat. We got my guy, Me Mysify, in the building. Me Mysify says, good afternoon to me, Ralph, to Magnetar, to the beautiful Roxy in advance, Cuban Libertarian, and the chat. Hope all is well. I'm not in the best of spirits, hence the lack of content. I gotta try to absorb your positive energy. Whatever I could do to help Me Mysify, hit me up. If you're still on Discord, hit me up, and let's work, Me Mysify. But I've been looking for your content. I haven't seen it. I know you lost somebody, all that stuff, but I'm looking forward to you getting back out there, right? So shout out to you, my guy, Me Mysify. Magnetar says that midnight UTC is 5 p.m. for to him, because Magnetar is in Pacific time. So, and I am I'm on the East Coast. So, yep, it is about 6-ish, 7-hour difference for UTC time. And Magnetar said, you just said government. Did I? Oh my goodness.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
You got me. All right. So, we got Ferris in the building. Ferris says, can I vibe code an AI wife? I mean, technically, yes, because there are all these different gadgets that you can get to do whatever you need to be done. But then you can also use 11 Labs to speak to and have like a conversational AI bot to have a conversation with you, and you can call it your wife if that's what you want to get. I mean, if that's what you want to get into, bruh, it is technically possible, but it might have some limitations and some shortcomings. I do not have a tutorial for it because I have a real human wife, Ferris. So sadly, I cannot help you with that. However, you could use my link to sign up for Lovable, and you could type in to create an AI wife and see how that's going to come up. So that is an option as well. All right. Anyways, let's go to our very first break time conversation. Let's go to so Chipotle's hiring process efficiency. What is going on? So I don't know if you guys had heard, I think it was like sometime last year, Chipotle mentioned that they were using AI to staff, and they called their platform Avocado. Yep, that's the name. Yep. I thought the name guac would have been much better, but they used avocado. It is what it is, right? So I want to read this. I want to read this with you. I'm going to put up 5 minutes on the clock as we read through this. So this article is brought to us by Fox Business, published June 10th. It says Chipotle using AI to open new locations with an astoundingly short time frame. What? Gotta have that guac. Says CEO reveals AI-powered hiring tool cuts recruitment time by 75% as chain opens new locations daily. Daily, they say. Daily. All right, so let's jump in over here, right? So artificial intelligence is helping Chipotle rapidly grow its footprint, according to CEO Scott Boatwright. On Monday, Boatwright told Fortune that at the outlet's COO summit that the company will open a new Chipotle Can I zoom in on this? Oh my God, so many people. All right, there we go. A new Chipotle restaurant this year, almost every 24 hours. Wow, that's a lot. Amid the chains growing at an exponential rate. Now, here's the question everybody wants to know. Here, you know what? Forget all the hiring and stuff. The question is, will they put extra sour cream and extra guac, extra chicken or extra beef, or are they gonna be stingy with it? If the AI is making the hiring so efficient, right? Are we going to get some extra guac and extra steak on our Chipotle bowls? That's what we really want to know. I think when I click this up, I'm gonna name this: Will Chipotle provide extra guac and steak due to hiring efficiencies? I think that's gonna be a great title. And if you think about the growth that's ahead of us and the need for highly capable, purpose-driven, value-oriented individuals is more critical today than it probably ever has been for our brand. It says the company's AI-powered avocado, which I agree with Ferris that guac AI would have sound much better. Avocado hiring tool has helped shorten the time it takes for Chipotle to hire new employees by roughly 75%, Boatwright said, according to the outlet. Avocado is part of the AI-infused hiring system that Chipotle unveiled in October 2024 through a partnership with Paradox. Avocado's capabilities include talking with candidates, shout out to that, answering their questions about Chipotle, collecting basic information, scheduling interviews for hiring managers, and sending offers to candidates who are selected by managers, Chipotle says. So that way, that if you guys knew how expensive it is to hire, and how much time it takes, just like it's so much. So this takes a lot of the busy work out of play, so that let's say you have let's say you have a recruiter, right? A technical recruiter who is the AI manager who is orchestrating all of this stuff, right? On do this, do that, and now once the candidate is up to a particular point, then that's when the recruiter gets involved, the hiring manager gets involved, all that good stuff, right? But I'll tell you this, when I'm interviewing as well, I used to take like notes and stuff like that. We have an AI system that is actually taking the notes now, and it matches the questions that we're going to be asking the candidate. And now I just say, all right, copy this into this field, copy this into that field. Hopefully soon they just have it completely integrated where I'm like, all right, sync the responses to, and boom, right? And it's recorded so other people can go and view it as well. So trust me, AI in the hiring process is going to be so helpful. During his summit appearance, he also said that when it comes to AI, Chipotle looks to remove waste and expand or enhance the team member experience rather than replacing humans, the outlet reported. Look, AI CEO, right, or Chipotle CEO, I'm just going to tell you this. I have seen over the past few months that people do not care about removing waste, okay? At least from the federal government. Bruh. That's what I've seen, all right? Anyways. Hopefully it's different for you. It says, at Chipotle, AI has also been deployed by the chain to entice customers back to restaurants through deals offered through its reward program and to customize offers for customers per fortune. There were nearly 3,800 Chipotle restaurants globally at the end of March, including 3,700 across the United States, according to the company's first quarter earnings. Where is Chipotle outside the United States? Where
Get a
is
move on. Back to work.
Chipotle
Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on.
outside
Back to
the
work. Back to work.
U.S.? They have Chipotle in Canada, in the UK, France, Germany, and in the Middle East. Where do they have it in the Middle East? Middle East, they have it with Kuwait and United in the UAE. Shout out to Chipotle going Mr. International, like Pitbull. But Germany, France, United Kingdom, everywhere gotta have that guac. All right, let's finish this article real quick. Let's see. The company aims to launch 315 to 345 new restaurants in 2025, Chipotle said. During Chipotle's earnings call in April, Boatwright said 80% of those will include a Chipotlane drive-through pickup lane. Chipotle generated nearly $2.9 billion, good Lord, that's a lot of money, in total revenue during the first quarter, and a 6.4 increase from the same 3-month period last year. Its net income, meanwhile, widened to $386.6 million. Its second quarter financial results are slated to be released in July. Let's see, their share is about 50 bucks, and that's it. That is it. Let's go back to full screen. Look, I am all for efficiency. Let's do what we can. The only I still have my one question though, right? Because I don't really eat much at Chipotle. I don't eat rice. I don't eat salad. I only eat steak, right? Anyway, that's besides the point. But will we get extra guac and will we get extra steak? That's the only thing that I want to know. Because if so, then maybe I will go to Chipotle. Maybe I will go to Chipotle for some extra guac, some extra sour cream, and some extra steak. All right. With all this hiring efficiency, they should be saving money, right? I am pass the savings on to the customer. Give us two scoops of steak. All right. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, let's end that. Let's end that. All right. So let me check the chat and then we will get back to work over here. Okay, so let's see. Ferris had said then he'll want to make an app with it and sell it for $100 per month. And if someone doesn't pay, their wife gets removed. Let's go with the word removed. Ferris. Wow, that's, you know what? Ferris. Nope, don't do it. Don't do it, Ferris. Do not do it, okay? Here's why. Here's why you can't do it. That will be considered AI trafficking, all right? You do not want to, I'm just warning you right now. You do not want to end up being an AI trafficker. Just saying. I'm just saying, all right? Be careful with how you use AI because they will make a law just for you, Ferris. And they'll say, you know what? We will lock them up. Throw in the key for those AI traffickers because they will say that these AI relationships, they have feelings too. All right, so I'm just letting you know. Be careful. Be careful with that. Let's see. Ferris had said Guac AI sounds so much better. I agree 100%. Guac AI would have been so much better than avocado, right? But if it can be automated, it's a good stock to buy. I have seen Chipotle stock rise over the years. My spy says, yes, I am. I'm still in the Discord. I just don't know how to utilize it for my benefit. So I don't be on it too often. Send me a message, my spy. Let's see. Since it's already a good divvy stock, to be honest. That's what I've seen over the years. It sounds like you're struggling to say avocado. No, I can say avocado with no problem, right? The thing is, the way that they spell it, it is 2 words. It's avocado. So I make sure I distinguish the ava from the cado. But avocado as 1 word, no problem whatsoever. They got They could have made it one word. Even with a capital C, they could have made it one word. They want it to be two. All right. Ferris says, it just doesn't flow right as a technical thing. It doesn't. It doesn't. Avocado. Like, how does it? Whatever. It says, once Chili's integrates AI, golly, that will be a game changer. I have not been to Chili's in years. AI trafficking. Be careful. Be careful. And Ferris says, this is how people get rich. They do the sus things before it is illegal. That is a fair point. That is a fair point.
Another one.
Fair point. All right. Let's get back to work. Enough fun and games with my guy Ferris. Let me see. Do me a favor though. Do me a favor if you have not done so already. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. TechCoTrap.dev. Pin to the top of the chat. For Father's Day, which this is for fathers, although anybody can use the link. You know, there's nothing I can do about that. I can't force you to prove that you're a father. But for Father's Day, happy Father's Day, I have at the top of the chat a 25 slots open. Get 3 months of the TechCoTrap Patreon for free. On me. It's not free. It's on me, right? Because I'm still working. It's on me. But it's my gift to you for Father's Day. Go ahead and sign up and get access to the Patreon. You can get access to the meetup that we did yesterday, where I was showing you guys how to basically what we're doing now, how to get it started, how to use OpenAI, ChatGPT to get your prompt started, how to get the ideas, all of that good stuff. All right. So I have that video uploaded. I uploaded it yesterday. As soon as we finished, as soon as it was available, I uploaded it to the Patreon so that people who couldn't make it could watch it back. There's about 3 hours left on this weekend of free vibe coding on Lovable, so I'm making the most of it. Right? I am making the most of it. All right, so let's get to it. Let's go. All right. So when we left off, there was an error that was happening, and I said, let's fix the error. Let me see. So thank you for providing the error details. Let's analyze and fix. Do I know what the issue is? The error usually indicates an infinite loop, most often because a set state call is causing a re-render, which then immediately causes another set state. The stack trace mentions Radix UI and the checkbox component. The points to usage is child multi-select. Let me review the code, finding the root cause. Solution, we should only change states via the checkbox, on-check change. The li on click should not call handle toggle, yada yada. So basically it fixed it. So if I go here and I say here, oops. It's not working though. See that? Once I try to check it, it says nope, not happening. Let me see. Let's go here. I like to have the console open as well to see what's going on. And if I go here, see, you can't check it. So I am going to tell it that. So like I said, it makes mistakes, right? It is not a good tester. So we are going to say, I am unable to check the box. When I click on when I click on the checkbox, click the checkbox, I'm able to click on the checkbox. This is how you end up down rabbit holes as well, because I was supposed to continue working on the learning lodge section, and now I'm messing with the calendar stuff, right? When I click on a child's name, it closes the drop down to choose a child. But I'll tell you, this is very, very addictive. All right. It's very addictive because you're just like doing different, like you're just like, oh, this feature, that feature. As I'm building, I get new ideas. I'm like, oh, I should add this. Here, I have a confession, right? I have a confession. When I signed up for this 2 weeks ago, within like 3 days, I blew through my 50 credits and I added another 50. I blew through my 100 credits. I added another 100 credits, right? I upgraded my account. and I had to come up with a strategy to effectively manage my credits. To be careful with that. So, all right, I'm gonna share with you my strategy. Maybe I'll make a separate video about my strategy to get the most out of Lovable, right? So on their $25 tier, you get 100 credits, right? But you also get 5 credits per day. So if you do 100 but divided by 30, right? That gives you about, divided by 30. It gives you about like 3-ish, a little over 3 credits a day. Is that right? Let me see. Let me make sure. 100 divided by 30. But let's say average 30 days in a month. So yeah, 3.3, right? So let's say 3. You can get 8 credits per day with $25 a month, right? So you'll do the 5 free plus 3. And so that's about 8 prompts that you can add more features or fix stuff. And what happens is, so that you can dedicate about an hour a day with those 8 credits, maybe a little bit longer with those 8 credits. But once you hit your 5 free credits and you do 3, then you're like, all right, let me stop and walk away. And let's say if you were to do a higher tier where you get 200 credits a month, then it'd just be 6 credits. So you can do more, right? And then you can manage that between different projects, manage your credits effectively. So maybe a day you couldn't do as much. So every day you want to at least use your 5 credits. That's my advice to you. Every day you want to use if you're paying for it, every day you want to use your 5 credits that they're giving you. Get those reps in every single day. All right. Anyways, let's see. All right. So now I'm going to click. Thanks for clarifying the issue. The problem is that when clicking on a checkbox with a child name, the dropdown closes because of the blur event is triggered and the parent container, yada, yada, yada. Right. So it tells you what needs to be done. So I will tell you this. If we're using our actual credits, this would be counted against us like when this makes an issue, it makes a mistake and you ask to fix it, those credits will be counted against you. All right. So that's just the name of the game because it's still using AI to fix it. But it fixed it. All right. So now if we go over here and we say here, now we have, do we have, okay, now we have both sides. Oh, it was kind of, okay. Let me make sure. You have that. I don't like the fact that it closes the drop down. See? I don't like I have to click on I can't see. Proper UI functionality would be I have to click on I click on the name and it should work the same as the check. So I'm going to say I don't like when I choose a child, I have to click directly on the checkbox and the drop down closes. I want the drop down to stay open to choose multiple children if I desire. Because imagine this. What if you have 6 kids that you're homeschooling, right? You have your own little small army. You don't want to have to go, all right, let me go and add Jessica. Click on this. I have to do this 6 times for each child, right? And I also want a thing to select all children. Let me see. So I guess if I don't do this, it'll assign it to all of them. I don't know. But yeah, so I'll show you the chat feature as well, right? So I also want to be able to click on the name of the child for it to be selected. While it's working, I'm going to ask it a question as well. What happens if I don't choose any particular child? Will it add all the children or no children? So now I'm asking a question in the chat. I guess that's to finish working before I can ask that question. But thanks for feedback. Here's how I will address your request. And the way that I'm working now is the type of interaction that you would have with a software engineer. Let's say you are a product owner, product manager. This type of interaction that you would have. So let's say you have ideas, but you don't have the resources, the capital in order to get it implemented. This helps you get there really, really cheap. All right. Let's see. So Ferris says, can you give a summary of what you're building? I wasn't here from the inception. So the inception of this was yesterday in my Patreon, where I was giving the people a heads up on how they can start learning Lovable, take advantage of the free weekend. So I said an idea that I had was to help my wife manage her homeschool friends group for the stay-at-home moms. So I was like, well, you can add events, you can add, you can see what's happening locally, and people can add public events and stuff like that. You can track curriculum and lesson plans, get AI to generate lesson plans. So I'm just playing around with that. I'm just hacking it out, and hopefully I can get some more ideas that's going to. So basically, what I'm doing now is based on what I see them do. And now I'm just like, oh, let me try this out. Let me see how this works. And then have them look at it, give it a try, give some feedback. Oh, it would be cool to have this. It would be cool to have that. Oh, cool. Let me go and add it and see how they interact with it. Right. So basically what I'm doing. All right. So let's see. All right. So now you can click either checkbox with the child name, and the drop down will stay open. And so you can select multiple children easily. So you go here. That did not stay open. Let me refresh. I don't like being lied to. All right. Let's see. We go here. Nope. Still closing. Because we have unlimited credits this weekend, the drop down box is still closing. Can you fix that? And I'm going to turn off the chat. Like it'll make mistakes, all right? Fairshay's gonna give it a try. Well, you have 3 hours to get it for free. I'm using OpenAI, but so make sure that you choose one of these. If you use Lovable, it's gonna be using whatever credits you have, which I guess they use Cloud normally, but choose one of these in order to take advantage of it being free. All right, so the drop down closes because the click on the drop down trigger is causing an open close logic to fire even when you're clicking inside the drop down. All right, so whatever it did, it fixed it. Let's give it a try. And refresh. You see when you do that first click, oh, look at that. Oh, you see, if I click here, there's some clicky actions that are happening over here, right? Let's go here. See it when I click it the first time. Click the first time. Oh, you see, and this is the mess that you get into when you're working on the front end, because it can work in so many different ways. Now you can end up wasting credits trying to get the front end to work a particular way, and now all the really important stuff, all the really important functionality, it goes to the wayside because you lost all your credits playing around with this. Because it's free for this weekend, I'm like, let's fix it, right? We are having an issue when you click on the checkbox. Initially, it doesn't stay clicked. But when you click on the name, then it checks it. See that? I'm gonna talk about that comment on the break, Ferris, because that's a very good point. All right, so thank you for explaining the issue. Let's fix it. The dropdown should stay open. All right, let me see. Now clicking anywhere in the child row toggles the selection. The drop down stays open. All right, let's try that. There we go. There we go. There we go. However, but you see how much testing that's involved in this? Like every time it says it does something, I have to go and verify it. I have to go and validate it. I've gone down these rabbit holes where it just cannot fix an issue and I have to like revert to go all the way back. Right. I'm not going to show all that because I'm just making the most of my 3 hours. If you want to see all those little details, get context from what Wavener was talking about yesterday. Become a YouTube member. I have it shared over there for YouTube members, as well as you can also get it on the Patreon. Get access to it there as well. All right, and there is a link inside of the chat, pinned to the top of the chat, where for Father's Day I'm giving whoever signs up 3 months access to all of that. All right, so check it out over there. All right, let's go to. So this works now. So let's say we say for Jessica, I had a question as well. I'm gonna post my question while I'm playing around with this. Let's say Jessica has swimming lessons at 0900 a.m. and that would be on Wednesday. Okay, it's there. All right, perfect. And I say add event. I don't want to make Jessica's swimming lessons public. So now, boom, there you go. I want to be, this is one more feature because I thought about this yesterday, but we didn't do it right. I want to be able to choose enter the address and have it auto populate of where the event will be taking place. So with this basic prompt, I'm gonna say what it's gonna do. It's gonna say, all right, we're gonna need to implement an API. To do that, we can probably use Google Maps and go get an API key for Google Maps over here. Actually, no, I already have the. I should have. It might already work. We'll see. But on this no, I don't think I have anything integrated with Google on this platform or in this application. Did I ever get my answer for that other question? I did. All right. So it says, looking at the code, when you don't choose any particular child, no children will be assigned to the event. Add event form, edit event database results, no children, some children selected, all children selected manually. So I'm going to add an option to say add all the children as well. But I can see your current events. God, because I have the chat. So you have to remember to take the chat off, right? If not, so I'm gonna say it's gonna tell me what it's gonna do. It's gonna say, all right, for address autocomplete functionality, we have a few options. There's Google Places API, Mapbox geocoding, OpenStreetMap. I don't know if they spelled it wrong. No API key is required. Oh, no API key is required for basic usage. Free geocoding, less polished but functional for basic address lookup. Database schema, create address autocomplete. Let's go ahead and implement the plan. Let's see. Mapbox geocoding API also requires an API key, but often more cost effective. Has usage-based pricing, but offers generous free tier for Google Places. Requires a Google Cloud Platform account and an API key. We'll start off with OpenStreetMap, and then if I end up actually using this application, which the cool thing is, a feature I'm probably going to implement this feature next, right? I want it to be able to have groups where people can create groups. So let's say we have a homeschool mom team A. where they can have their group and have their kids in the group and stuff like that. Then we have a homeschool mom team B who doesn't know anything about homeschool mom A can be in like Miami and homeschool B can be in like Seattle, right? I think that'd be a cool feature where it's, so you can either have it as one platform or you can have it where you are licensed, like you can sell this to, thinking about it. If you sign up as a group, and then you can add up to X amount of members to your group, right? Tier it like, all right, for this much a month, you can have 5 members in your group. For this much a month, you can have 10 members in your group. And for this much a month, you can have however many members. I don't know. That part, I have to figure it out. How it's structured this as an application. Right now, I'm good at adding the features, figuring out like the pricing and stuff like that, and how to structure it for a SaaS product. That part I'm gonna have to use a little bit of extra features for that, right? All right, in order to do this, we need to apply these changes, let's apply those changes. All right, it's doing its thing. I do want to go back to this part. So while it's doing this, I'm trying to think. If somebody signs up, I'm trying to think, what would be the best way to do it?
Lunch break. Lunch break.
You can have your community. Or, I don't know. I got to think about that. I got to think about that because if you do a community, then one person will get the community, and then everybody else, all the other mothers will be mooching off that one person. How can they spread the cost? I'm going to think about that. How could they spread the cost so that, or I have an idea. I don't know. It should be possible, right? But I could spread the cost like, well, here's your cost for this like, so let's say if you have 2 people, let's say it's $5 per month, right? 2 people, they spread the cost out by $250 each, right? Now, if you get a third person, you divide it by 3. If you get a 5th person, let's say the limit is 5, right? For that tier, you get a 5th person, it becomes $1 for each person. Now I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll use OpenAI to figure out a pricing model for this, right? Or I'm gonna use OpenAI. All right. Anyways, this is done, and now you can auto populate. Let's see. Boom! Look at that. So if I go to address of, let's see, Broward. I don't see anything auto populating in. Let's say, is this just a placeholder or does the populate actually work? Which, if it's a placeholder, let's implement the OpenStreetMap. Right? I'm going to send that. We're going to go to break. Let's go to break, and then we will get back to it, right? Let me check what the chat is saying. Ferris says, we'll go back to Ferris's last message. Ferris said, Lovable is free. It ends in like 2 to 3 hours. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to do it here. And Ferris called it Lovable. Lovable. That's hilarious. So I'm like, let me make the most of it. Let me continue working on this. Ferris says 6 kids is crazy. I mean, did you ever see the Romneys? The Romneys had a bunch of kids, so I don't know. I don't know. Some people have a lot of kids, all right? Let's see. So I gave him the summary already, what it's about. It's a homeschooling app for my wife and her friends. First, he'll give it a try. I'm going to build a web app, maybe something local to gather information on new monopolistic stocks. Let's see. And Ferris said, to be honest, it's really silly people complain in this age when everything is literally at their fingertips. I'll tell you this, Ferris. I'll tell you this. Let me read the next one first. It says, is it human nature to always not know things? My little brother keeps asking the simplest questions, and I had to roast him. I explained, of course, but I said, why didn't you use AI to get a basic idea? All right, to be fair to your little brother, how old is your little brother? To be fair, but I'll tell you this. There are a lot of people who work in tech, at least in the QA space, right? And it makes me feel bad because QA ends up being a very what's the word I'm looking for? Reactive industry instead of being a proactive industry. As you see on this, I'm a senior QA engineer. As you see on this channel, I explore so many different things. I look for so many different things. How can we use this? How can we use that? How does it work? DevOps, cybersecurity, large language models, AI, all this type of stuff. We're learning how to build these applications, right? But so many people, they end up being passive and waiting to, and now people end up being reactive. I was talking to a friend the other day. I said, have you done anything with AI yet? No. I'm like, what are you waiting for? You are in tech. But then at the same time, which is something I was trying not to talk about today, right? But the more you have conversations with people, right? And you hear their struggles and their complaints, but then you also hear about how they don't put in the effort to grow. It is a empathy dropper. To me, the people who are very, very, very empathetic, they don't talk to a lot of people. They hear the results, but they don't find out about the causes and what they're doing to fix them. So for me, when people say, you need to have more empathy, I always ask why, how you got in this situation. And if it's something that you couldn't control, it's not within your wheelhouse, I will see what I can do. But I'll say for a good 99% of the people who get into these particular situations, they did not do what they were supposed to do. And for me, I'm like, I have a very, very finite amount of empathy. So I take you through, you know what? I'm going to build next an empathy analyzer. Based on the situation, how much empathy should be shown on a scale of 0 to 100. I just thought about it on the fly, right? Anyways, let's continue. Let's not get into that, right? Ferris says, I'm trying to teach him critical thinking and not to outsource his cognitive abilities to AI, but use it to ask baseline information, then come to me or someone experienced with real world questions. Make sense? I kind of get annoyed at silly things like, I don't know what car interest means. He's 14, so I'm patient. 14. It's like in the middle at that point. But actually, no, I agree with you though, Ferris. At 14 is the time that we need to start making decisions. We need to start having a game plan and shaping the direction that we're going in, because a lot of people, they wait till they graduate to try to figure out what they're going to do, go to college, what major, and then they end up in college. They change their major about 5 times, and they end up with a useless degree.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So I'm patient, but people my age, I just get pissed off instantly at 27. Look at that. Makes sense. Says, what do you think of side loading? What do you mean by side loading? Like, you mean apps and stuff? Says, with costs, gotta also account for 30% of Apple and Google store fees. Depends on what you're referring to. Normally I try to sign up straight from the application, like straight from the website. So like, I'll tell you guys this, right? If you're trying to join my Patreon, do not subscribe through Apple. Apple will charge you extra. Go to the website, patreon.com/TechCoachRalph. Sign up through there because Apple will charge you extra, right? Kuya Nimbus says, happy Father. Thank you so much, Kuya Nimbus. Shout out to you. How you doing? Ferris says, cybersecurity is the same way these days. Reactive, not always, but it ends up being that way with work culture and people looking for shortcuts. Tell me about it. And Last Ferris says, empathy analyzer is crazy. EQ test to go along with it. I'm just saying. I want to know the details because you can waste a lot of human capital on empathy, and then it's like, oh, it was not worth it. I don't believe in the baby treatment of young adults in America. Shout out to that. All right, let's jump in. We are gonna go extra today. But let's jump into. Oh, I have something to do. No second break time conversation. No second break time conversation. We are going to jump right back into work because I have to make the most of my free credits. All right. Look, I'm being frugal. All right. I told you guys yesterday. At the time there were like 30 hours left. I said use it to your advantage. Now there's only 2 hours left. We're gonna get to work. All right. Let's get to our last segment.
It's time to do.
0 bags fumbled even on Lovable. All right, because I do have to head out of here and then make it back for the jiu-jitsu show tonight. So I'm like, I gotta do it. 2 hours left. What can you do in 2 hours? And I was saying, my guy Junior was telling me yesterday, I had to go and get a Runware API key. Runware is used to generate images. I was like, shout out to you. I love it. All right, so let's go over here. Ferris says, this thing is insane. Thanks for showing. It really made a web app in 5 minutes. I'm telling you. And the first iteration is just like nothing works, but you say, okay, I want to be able to do this. It says, oh, do you want to create a login? Boom, boom, boom. Right. So we're asking about the mapping thing, right? It says the current implementation of the auto address complete component uses map box public token that is invalid as seen from the 401. Not authorized. So the address autocomplete is currently a placeholder and doesn't actually work. You requested to implement this with OpenStreetMap. Instead, I'll update the autocomplete components use OpenStreetMap API. So no API key is needed. It's going to do yada, yada, yada. All right, cool. So that should be working. Let's go over here and let's say, what is this? If I was typing, so let me open up my here. So I'm getting a 410 response when I try to type something. Let's see. I don't know an address around here. Let me see. I don't see any. Let me see. Network. Search. OpenStreetMap. Okay, I see stuff showing. I don't know where this is. It's definitely not the United States. This is Brazil. Why does it think I'm in Brazil? So if let me try to do 3,000. Oh, okay, look at that. Look at that. So what if I do let's say Broward Performing Arts Center. Where's the address? So this address is, so let me see, 201 Southwest 5th Ave. Let's try that. 201 Southwest 5th. I don't see. I don't see. I don't see it auto-completing. Let me try through the browser directly. 201 South 201 Southwest. Fifth Ave. See, I'm not seeing the autocomplete happening. Let's say, oh wait, now it shows up. Fort, is this, I guess it's slow. I guess it's a little slow. Can we use the location, or I did this for, what did I do this for? I did this for something, but I want to say, oh, I know what I did it for. When we implemented like getting current events. Can we use the IP address of the user to start getting nearby locations? Does does OpenStreetMap have the name of places as well? Which I can tell by looking at over here. Does it have a name? I don't see a name of a business. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and send this command. But you see how you can easily go by an hour, 2 hours on one little feature? Does provide the name for places via their nomination API. You can use this which usually includes a name, place. All right, cool, perfect. It would, so for using the IP address to suggest nearby locations. However, you already use IP based in your user location hook. You could leverage this to get a lat long. Would you like me to update the auto address? Let me know if you want to improve this. If so, how tightly you want it bias the search. Bias OSM autocomplete results and fall back to the worldwide. Yes, let's do this. Yes. Let's see. All right. It's doing it. All right. So now, but why does it think that I am in Melbourne? Let me see. Let's refresh this one. Let's say Broward, or let's say Fort Lauderdale. What is a 429 error? All right, so all right, so the Broward. All right, so let's go with Chipotle. Chipotle. Let's see if we can get a list of Chipotle. See, but it's giving me Indiana. Let's go with Chipotle, Miami. It's not really suggesting the addresses, but I'm not gonna harp on that too much. That's what Chipotle for Florida though. That's what we get from that. Let's see. So definitely using one of these other providers would be much better, but let's go with this one. And let's say we're going to take Jessica, but not Josh, to Chipotle. It's going to be on Friday. And let's have Chipotle for dinner. And the time is going to be 6 p.m. Out of it. And bada bing, bada boom. Here we go. Right? Look at that. So, cool. So let's go ahead and check out the. Let's set up the. I'll show you this part. I was doing the learning part, and I have a question for it though. The date section on the Learning Lodge page next to add a child. What is that field expecting? Is it the child's birthday? There was one feature on the calendar, or what's that page? The calendar page that I forgot to add, which is to select all the kids so that they can all participate, but no worries. Just playing around. Take care, Kuya Nimbus. Thank you so much for stopping by, as always.
I appreciate you.
Alrighty then. It's still working. But as you can see here, basically you can add, let's say, did this kid, and I say, that's weird. But that's how we find issues though. All right, so the date field next to add a child is expecting the child's birthday. See, I didn't know that. Looking at the child selector component, I can see that. The date input field, so this will be the birthday is stored, but it's optional, so you can add children without specifying the birthday. Can you? We should make this more clear to know that this is asking for the birthday of the child. After that, I'm just going to, I'm going to show you something that I added. Although this kind of defeats the purpose of here. Although maybe because it's here, I don't know. It's weird. But all right. Ferris, what provider are you using? Did you switch it to OpenAI? Are you using Anthropic? Are you using Google? I don't know if it's because I'm paid or not, but I've been it was going really slow with me with Google yesterday. It's been pretty good with me with OpenAI. Let's see. All right, there you go. Birthday. if I do this kid, let me add another kid with an accurate birth area. So let's say Sam, for instance. I should also put. Let me try something real quick. Let's go to. Let's say it was born in 2021, May 17th, right? And I say add Sam, select child Sam. Let's say the focus of this week is, let's say math, for instance, right? Let's see what happens. Generate plan. So what I'm thinking, this select child should not be there. But it adds the lesson plan, or maybe it should. Adds a lesson plan. I don't know if it's for Sam in particular. If I switch this to Jessica, nothing there. If I switch this to Josh, nothing there. So it's to Sam. All right, so it does have an association. Monday, math and reading, practice counting with objects 1 to 20. Read a new story together. Introduce basic addition with manipulatives. Create a number collage using magnetic cutouts. Look at that. Yeah, Monday through Sunday lesson plan. I don't know why it's doing it from 6/8 to 6/15 because that would be last week. Let me ask it. I noticed that the lesson plan generated is for the previous week instead of the upcoming week. Let's see what it says about that. Let's see. All right. Just in the calculation start date. Well, that's a bummer, Ferris. Let's see. All right, so let's archive this plan. And let's, I don't see how, I'm gonna generate a new one. See, different little things. So after oh God, I can't. After archiving the plan, or I should be able to regenerate or to generate a new plan. I also want the ability to get rid of an existing plan to create a new one. Let's do that. Nice. Interesting. Let's see. All right. So thank you for feedback. We'll after archiving a plan, you should be able to generate a new one. Immediately, you want a way of deleting an existing unarchived plan so you can generate a fresh one. Both of these features are not currently present. So I'll say this: OpenAI is a lot more verbose than using the Lovable paid language model, large language model that they're using, but it's still fine. I like the detail. I think the detail is helpful for somebody who is not who wants to be in tech, but they're not really sure yet. What is this? Select. That's the idea of the kid. All right. Now you can archive or delete a plan and immediately generate a new one. Do we need the select child for the lesson plan if we are selecting the child above? I ask a question. What's up, Chris Parks? How's it going? We just working over here, taking advantage of this vibe coding platform for the weekend. There's 2 hours left to make the most of it. 2 hours left is going to bring me right up to about 7:30, which is the time that we're going to be doing our jiu-jitsu show. So, you know, it is what it is. And I still have my 5 credits left as well for the day. So we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Let's see here. You know, another way that I can make this actually, like whatever I build, I can make it actually even lower cost if I was to pass on, like, let's say you sign up for your API keys, and then you input those keys for, let's say you're doing something with audio, you put in your 11 Labs key, you put in your OpenAI key or whatever key that you're using, you put that in, whatever things that you're doing for that app, you use your own keys. That'll keep the cost of what I built to be really cheap for you, and you're just using your own AI. If I have to use my AI credits and fund it that way, manage that way, then I can charge a lot more. So I could that could be another offer as well. So you don't need to select the select route in the lesson plan generating to improve experience. Let's remove the extra child drop down.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
No. We can't. It can't be time. It can't be time already. Oh, this really sucks. This really bites. Let's see. Let's get this part done. I'm gonna put one more prompt in there, and then we're gonna wrap it up. All right. So boom, look at that. Let's say for Sam, we are going to do. You can't view it though, but whatever. Let's say we're going to be focused on programming at however old you are, Sam. We should probably put their age there too, right? Let's do programming. We do generate. Lesson plan created. Where is the lesson plan though? It said the lesson plan is created, but I don't see the lesson plan. Great. The lesson plan isn't showing. What if I refresh it? But this is all part of testing though, because now I'm going to refresh it. See now here comes, so maybe because I didn't refresh it to start with? No, it did though, it did. So look at that. We have our lesson plan. I don't know why it's so thin though. It should use up more space. Anyways, whatever. But beginner with coding with Scratch, junior, count and group objects to practice addition. Tuesday is reading and science. Wednesday is programming and art. Thursday, math, physical education. Friday, programming, reading. Saturday is reading and programming, and Sunday, creative arts and math. That is awesome. So the lesson plan. I'm gonna do 2 prompts, then we're gonna get out of here, right? 2 prompts, then we're out of here. The lesson plan isn't showing right away when you generate it. I get a notification that it has been created, but I have to refresh the page to get it to show. So that prompt to fix that issue, and then I'm going to do a totally new prompt where I'm going to say we should set up the profile section. So, and you see how I talk we? I'm like, because we are in this, me and my junior, very, very smart and talented junior AI software engineer moves really, really fast, right? But we are in this together. We are building together, right? So we should set up the profile section to manage, or the profile section / my account section to manage the children instead of it being managed via the learning activity page to add a new one. Here's a tough question, because if you are a homeschooler,
the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it
no.
up, B.
No. Are we ending? I guess. But here's the question, right? should you be able to remove a kid from your, or archive a kid from your homeschooling application? Because technically, as a software, you should be able to remove a kid. But why would you want to remove your kid? You see what I mean? So now it becomes like a moral issue. Should I be allowed to remove my kid from the platform? I don't know. We'll leave it at that. We will leave it at that. It says, great observation. So last prompt, great observation. Moving children management, added it removed to a dedicated profile. My account section makes it more friendly, organized. Yeah, here's my suggestion. Create a my account or profile page to access on this, include manage children section, allowing users to view a list of their kids. Especially if you have 10 kids, you definitely need to view a list of them. It might actually help you remember your kids, right? And their birthdays. Add a new child with name and birthday, edit and delete, remove. Would you like me to proceed? Yes. Go ahead and implement. Yes, go ahead and implement it. Let's call it my account. And let's make the user info editable for the owner and the kids. Boom. And with that being said, you will not see what happens after that. All right, boom, we're done. We are done. I'm going to check the chat. I'm going to check each chat, and then we are going to wrap up the show. Remember, I'm going to end around 7:30. We're going to be kicking off the Jiu-Jitsu show on the Half Guard Halfy channel. Like I said, make the most of this opportunity. Even if you paid $25 for the month to try out Lovable, I wouldn't do it. I would do it at this point, but I wouldn't have done it. I would have rather do it Friday night, Saturday morning, where you had the whole 2 hours to make the most, the whole 48 hours to make the most of it. But with 2 hours left, it's still worth it, $25 to try to see what you can do. But it would have made it even more worthwhile to use it for free. And then you have 100 credits for $25 to do all that good stuff, right? I'm just saying, okay? Let me check the chat, and then we're going to get out of here. Not sorry that you're not going to see the rest. Maybe I will do another follow-up Patreon event where I can continue showing how I worked on this and getting insight and feedback and all that good stuff, right? Chat time, and then we're going to get out of here. Let's see. That's when Kuya Nimbus had said, have a good stream, have to go visit family, and then got the barbecue going today. Shout out to the barbecuers today. Enjoy the time with the family. Fair says, this goes back to the last week's discussion. Will this make more corporate software engineers? I agree. It will allow for better gig workers. Ferris, now you see what I was talking about, right, Ferris? The power, like, as you said, I just create a whole layout in 5 minutes. And now in 10 minutes, you can start adding functionality. I spent maybe 2 hours on this, maybe 3 hours on this yesterday because I was in and out. A good portion of it was talking on the live stream. And then we spent another 2 hours here today. A good portion of it is talking through stuff. If I was fully focused on it, I could get so much more done, right? Powerful. Let's see. Ferris says, damn, might stream on the weekend. Maybe not daily, but once a week to vibe. Tell it. I'm thinking about, if I have those credits available, because I pay for it, I can do use my 5 credits in the morning, right? That might take me about an hour. After those 5 credits are used, all right, we got to wrap it up. Play some of my music in the background as I'm not talking too much, just adding new features, getting some insight from the chat, all that good stuff. So many different opportunities. I'm just saying, all right? All right, stop the show real quick. Stop the show. Shout out to everybody who is watching on X. I have been posting more content on X. We have 15 people watching on X right now. So thank you so much to all of you watching on X, as well as YouTube, as well as on Twitch.
I appreciate you.
I am trying to get the reach a lot further, right? All right, let me keep going. Let's see. First, I guess since I'm unpaid, it's hard to generate because I'm getting errors due to high traffic on the website. It's worth it though. It is way more than worth it. First is using OpenAI, and it says, yeah, it's telling me to upgrade to go faster. Oh,
Bruh.
I want to go fast. First says, I think the beautiful thing about this is building from consumer perspective makes it better than established apps. You can fully customize. So there's different ways you can do it, right? You can fully customize an app for a particular person. So let's say you have a lawn care service, right? You can create their own little application for a lawn care service. At the same time, you can make a lawn care service app as a SaaS application to manage for multiple lawn care companies, right? So it's very, very powerful, right? I'm with it. First, I want to see if I can build a GRC tool similar to OneTrust. Whatever you do, Ferris, live stream it, because that is going to be super duper awesome. Live stream it. It's going to be fun. It says, and automate security GRC. Something else to look into is Nodemation N8N. That's how I have my X post being updated a few times a day. GRC is governance, risk, and compliance. Shout out to that. Thanks for sharing that. My guy Chris Parks in the building says, "What up, folks? We are just it's a vibe. We're vibe coding this weekend, making the most of our free credits." Let's see. Ferris says, having some fun with AI. How are you? I'm curious to know. Who says, good, just learning from the master. Thank you so much, Chris Parks. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Ferris says, yeah, I can see how you can spend a lot of money making an app, but as a business, it's cheap. That is very true. It is cheap. But if you manage your credits effectively, because I'm telling you, once I got this in my head, I was like, oh, just add this. And my credits are just running up. It was crazy. But now I'm like, all right, let me make sure I use my 5 credits daily. And then if it's something that I broke, let me go ahead and fix it. But I'm just managing it more effectively. You know, when you first get a new toy, you just go crazy with it. Now we're like, let's slow it down a little bit, Junior. You know, it says pay 2 engineers $200 to $300K each and call it a day. It says I would call it removing end users. It says, to be honest, I would draw from Salesforce or Jira profiles for the app you are making. It says I'll share on Discord what I did so far. Awesome, man. I'd love to see it. And it says, so I guess at the end we need to export this and say put it on EC2 with a load balancer. You can. It's a little bit more complicated because connecting to the backend database and stuff like that. It is also possible to publish it live and host it here. It is something that I am looking into. I'm going to be looking into more to see what's the best way to leverage it. But I know it's possible to because it can connect to your GitHub, and from GitHub you can. So let's say real quick before we get out of here, let's say you have it connected to your GitHub, then you have your GitHub connected to the code pipeline. You can have a workflow like, let's say I develop on this, and then it gets pushed to GitHub and it gets pushed to master or something like that. Master could probably then push it to your code pipeline, what's being deployed on AWS. The thing I need to figure out though is how does the database implementation works, because it uses Superbase, and getting that all connected would be something to figure out. But it is possible. Is it 100% necessary? Depends. It depends, right? I don't know the details behind their infrastructure. They're probably using AWS load balancing and stuff as well as for their backend. So I'm not 100% sure, but we shall see. That is it for today. Do me a big favor as we wrap up today. We had a great time. I really wish I could go for another hour. I wish I could go for the other 2 hours, but I have to get out of here. I got to get ready for the other show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are going to get out tomorrow. We're not having a morning show, but we're having Candid Conversations. See you guys live on Tuesday. All of that good stuff. Last thing that Ferris said before we get out of here, it says, okay, I see interesting software development lifecycle pipeline. It's definitely a new process for real. And you can also make that as a consulting business. How to get your AI vibe coded applications onto the official platforms to host it and run it and stuff like that. We're going to talk about it, but just not right now because I have to get out of here. So do me a favor on your way out, like, share, subscribe. Check out Secret of the Dev. in the description. You can get 3 months for free as my gift to you for Father's Day. I have it running for a week. If you don't sign up, then so sorry for you. But that's it. We're out of here. Techotrav, we are out.
People watch as the clock ticks by, but I'm the storm in the endless sky. I'll climb the mountain, no matter the slope. Fueled by hunger, fueled by hope.
They sit and watch as the clock just spins, but I'm out here chasing where it begins. I don't need luck, I don't need a sign, just a fire in my soul and a dream that's mine.
All I wanna do is win it all. Climb every mountain, never let me fall. Bet it all on me, I'm the one who rise. I'll break the limits and touch the sky.
I'm betting it all, no second glance. Got fire in my soul, I'll take the chance. No time for sitting, no time to stall. The world is spinning, I'll have it all.
They say the world just turns and waits, but I've got no time for those debates. The fire in my chest, it burns so bright. I'll take the dark and turn it to light. All I wanna do is win it all. Climb every mountain, never let me fall. Bet it all on me, I'm the one who rise. I'll break the limits and touch the sky. No retreat, no looking back. I'll carve my name on this beaten track. They'll say I dream too wild, too bold, but I'll write my story in lines of gold.
All I wanna do is win it all. Climb every mountain, never let me fall. Bet it all on me, I'm the one who rise. I'll break the limits and touch the skies. And touch the skies. No fear in losing, no time to doubt. Every whisper, I'll drown it out. I'll rise higher with every stride. The flame of passion, my only guide.